We need to talk about this VR game. And I mean this when I say this. This is by far one of the most enjoyable and entertaining VR FPS games I have ever played in history, dude. What you guys are seeing right now is a game known as Contractors Showdown. And I'm running into a solo versus squads game where I just basically deploy as only me against all the other players in the lobby. And if you guys don't know what Contractors Showdown is, the basic rundown is this is your VR battle royale that's very Warzone, Call of Duty-esque, and it's really enjoyable. I have caught myself investing over 100 hours in just the beta weekends alone. This game isn't even out yet. It just hit a open beta, and I've already put this much time in. I'm not kidding when I say this, man. It is so addicting. When you get caught on this wave and you start playing the game and you see the quality of what Caveman Studios has created and crafted, you'll fall in love with this instantly. I don't do videos like this very often. Most of the time, the content you guys see from me is very live com, very off the cuff, and just very, in the moment, in a sense. And for this video, I just kind of wanted to lay out some topics and just talk about kind of the gameplay that you guys are seeing and just explain what Contractor Showdown is and what to expect. So at the moment, what you guys are seeing, I just landed in this zone known as Industrial Area. And within this zone, there's a bunch of buy stations, which you can see right to my right here. I'm actually interacting with it. You can buy rifle attachments, even different guns, ammunition, all sorts of things, dude. And there's different vendors all around the areas. You got the purple station, the blue station, and the red one. The blue one is this insurance that you can basically get where if you die, you basically have an extra life. Almost like Rebirth Island in a way, or like Fortune's Keep, which is a little bit more recent for you Call of Duty fans out there. But yeah, it allows you to buy insurance, and then you can also buy your teammates back if you're playing in a squad-filled lobby, which is super, super cool. It's just nice to have an extra chance when you're going and pushing crazy fights in the early game. And then obviously for the purple station, that's where you get all of your healing. So you can get backpack upgrades, armor upgrades, you can even buy armor plates and medication, you name it, dude. It is your all-stop shop for getting set up. And I definitely recommend, if you end up playing this game, especially in open beta, do not underestimate buying from the shops. They are chef's kiss. They are going to set you up, and they're going to treat you well, baby. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I just have to say, this is by far one of the strongest VR titles that is upcoming in this year. And we are God blessed in the VR community, man. I mean, we got Ghost at Tabor. We now have Contractor Showdown. We got that crazy survival game that just came out recently. But I mean, if you're just an FPS head, we're in a really good time, man. You got Breachers, Contractors, Pavlov, Ghost at Tabor, you name it, dude. There are so many heavy hitter titles, and Showdown is just going to add to that list, and I am stoked. I also don't know if I mentioned in this video yet, the game originally had 45 players per lobby, okay? A 45 player cap. They just now raised that to 60. And this works on the Quest. What you guys are seeing right now is PC gameplay, but you can get nearly the same experience on a standalone headset, let alone with 60 freaking people on this map. Just sit and think about that for a moment. The map size alone was apparently 13 kilometers, which I don't know what that is in miles, but it's big. It takes a long time to get through this map. And I just have to say, I am amazed. The fact that not only this map and the gunplay and everything feels good and works on the Quest, but the fact with 60 freaking people, Population 1 had 21 people, man. 21 people you could play with. This game nearly triples the amount of player count you can have in the game. Unbelievable. I know in this gameplay, you're probably not seeing crazy chaotic combat because I'm playing solos. I had to play super smart and a lot more reserved because I was trying to go for the win on this gameplay. But let me tell you guys, the games are filled with chaos. It is so fun. I mean, you can start games with kind of the calmer loot and just set up and then have crazy late game fights. But for the most part, I usually catch myself getting pretty common fights throughout the game. It's a very well pacing. And typically for each match, depending on how far you make it with the circle, it usually ends up being around like 15 to like 18 minutes, somewhere around there. Like typically that's about like the dead on spot is around 15 to 18 minutes. And it's like perfect. Like to me, that's almost like a perfect time for virtual reality, because especially if you're a standalone player, the number one concern is going to be your battery life. The last thing you want to have happen is, you know, playing your battle royale game, getting close to a win, and your headset dying on you. So I think what they've done for like the time and pacing of the map, it feels very, very comfortable. But I do have a note sheet here that I kind of just want to base this off of and just, you know, have a little bit of like key topics to kind of discuss while you guys are just watching this gameplay. And something I should probably go and talk about here especially is the storm. Like, how damaging is the storm in this game? I would say it's fairly forgiving for the most part. I'm actually really surprised with how well you can actually pace yourself throughout your games with the storm. As long as you got like massive heals, man, I mean, you can outrun this thing like it's nothing. It's honestly not too much of a worry until you get to like the last circles. That's when you're really gonna feel it. And I'm really happy with where it's at, because there's a good amount of fights that can happen in Storm and out of it, and you don't want it to be so unforgiving to a point where if a player gets locked in there, they're just dead. Like, there's nothing you can do. I'm actually really happy with how Contractors has done the damage ticks for most of the Storm stuff. Like, it feels really good. And let me tell you, too, this M4, what you guys are seeing right now, holy cow, does this gun shred. I used to be an AK soy boy. I'm not gonna lie. I love me a good old AK suppressor with a red dot sight. That stuff is just Gucci mama. But I might be cheating on my boy, okay? Because the AK was great, but M4 is like, hey yo, baby girl, I'm right over here. Come and pick me up, and he used me, and I'm just like, you know what? It's time for the switch. And I have been more than happy, because this thing fries, man. It's insane. If you guys aren't using the M4, you're sleeping on it. You're sleeping, you're sleeping, you're sleeping. Dude, the damage per second on that thing just rips, and it's so good. And what you guys are seeing right here, this is me actually interacting with the purple station, and I just went and bought like some upgrades. I got like a rifle extension, which increases the amount of ammo you can have within your rifles, which is, you know, hence the name. And then you can also buy other medication like plates. I got my meds there as well. There's just so many goodies you can get from the purple station. This is probably by far the best station to, you know, go and interact with in your games. Just really good for setup. And I kind of hinted about that, you know, prior in this gameplay. But I also want to go and move on to some of my favorite features, which is the proximity chat. I think that by far is one of like the funnest factors. Like being able to go and run into these matches and just hear people yapping around and, you know, talking to their teammates and even just yapping when they're down. I think it's such a... It gives this game so much character, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of brings me back to the days of, like, the OG MW2 chat, and, you know, for some people, it might be a little bit too intense, but I don't think it's gotten, like, that bad. I mean, obviously, if you have open game chat like this, people are going to say some pretty obscure stuff, but so far, it's just been funny, man. Like, talking with people and hearing their reactions to, like, crazy kills and everything, it's been a blast. I've been having a really good time, and I hope they keep it in the game. I mean, you have an option to just turn it off, so like for some of the softies out there, if it's not really your thing to, you know, hear other people talking, you just want to be in your own bubble, you can always turn prox chat off. So that's nice that they have the option there for some of the people that just, you know, want a little bit more of a quote-unquote safer experience. But I generally think almost everyone's going to have prox chat on, because it's fun. It's fun, and hearing people's reactions, man, there's just nothing else like it. It's such a good time. But also, something I kind of glossed over in the beginning of this was the attachment system, man. I wish I would actually be showing the gameplay here, but dude, it's so solid. Like, you're able to go and grab like your red dot sight, and you just click like, I think it's the A button or whatever the bottom circle button is on your left or right controller. You can do it with either hand, but you are able to like detach and reattach different attachments to your guns. And obviously if you go to those red stations, you can buy those attachments and just like load out a huge gun kit. It's really cool how their attachment system works. I am really happy with it. Like, you can just customize a lot of the weapons to your liking with whatever seems to work for kind of what you're looking for a build. So I'm really excited to see how they do all of that. And plus, it doesn't even stop there for your attachments, because in the base, like just your headquarters, so not even the game itself, but in the headquarters, if you unlock like other, I guess, cosmetic sites, you can basically get like a different 4 times. You can get a holographic site instead of a red dot. There's a lot of stuff to grind for within this game, which I really, really like. And speaking about grindability, the progression, man. Something that's been so overlooked in so many games is just progression. VR especially, man, is just lacking in the progression department. Like, there's so many games that are just out there that are just like, hey, we're an arcade experience. Come play us once and never play us again. Contractors Showdown is not that game, dude. You can sink so many hours in this game, land at so many different spots, and have a different experience every single time. And not to mention, you actually have a level system. You can grow in levels, you can unlock different calling cards, you can get different skins and camos for your guns. You can find these things called data chips that are within the map that you plug into your little phone, and it like downloads them, and then you can unbox them at your base. Almost like a supply drop from Call of Duty. And it's not like pay to win or anything. This type of stuff is all cosmetic. I really hope the game stays with this formula, because right now the grindability is freaking nuts. It's already fun just to play. And the fact you actually have a progressive system in it as well, for players to have something to look forward to and get different unlocks for different perks and all other things too. The game's just badass, man. I don't know what else to say. I have posted so many videos on this, and I know some people are like, man, we're sick of the gameplay. You're posting so many Contractor Showdown. Like, I can't imagine another video. I wonder what it's going to be. Probably another Contractor Showdown. But it's because I love it. I seriously love the game. I'm passionate about it. I care about it. I want to see this game succeed. I'm so head over heels for it, and I genuinely believe that this could be such a staple statement for virtual reality. It truly could be, and it can be. It deserves to be, is what I'm getting at. This game is just so well thought out, and I already loved the original game so much, which was your VR experience, which was just like kind of like a tactical, not tactical, but more like 6v6 style, your traditional shooter is where I should get at. It was very traditional. And then it had mods, which was super exciting too. It kept the game fresh. But this game alone, even if it never got mods, I could catch myself still seeking so many hours into this game. This is, no matter what, going to be in my rotation of my most played VR games. It's simply incredible. And right here, you guys can see I'm looting up a supply drop. Unfortunately, I didn't get much goodies. I just got like plates, a pretty poopy weapon. I was kind of looking for an intervention because, dude, the intervention slaps in this game, bro. Yeah, and you heard me right. It's an intervention, bro. If you guys have ever played Modern Warfare 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That little innie. Mwah, dude, that thing crushes. It's like a 318 damage headshot and like 150 to the body. That thing's a slayer. A straight up killer. A cold face killer. I love it. It's really good. But it feels really weird to be doing a commentary in this style because I'm so used to talking about everything that I'm doing in the game, but I just want to test something a little bit different and really get my thoughts out there of how I feel about this game. Because, you know, I could have just easily titled this, you know, what did I even name this thing? I could have just titled it, "We Need to Talk About This VR Game," and then just featured the gameplay, but it doesn't seem right. I want this to be something that people can click and watch at any time, and it's not just like your typical gameplay video. It's more or less someone who's passionate about the game, talking about this fantastic creation that Caveman Studios has put together, and just vocalize that in the video. And I don't think I'd be able to do that if I was trying to play live too. It'd just be crazy. Alright? But before this gameplay ends, because we're actually kind of getting near the ending circles here, there's these things called redeploy balloons. And what these redeploys are used for is just mobility around the map. Because as you guys can see in the gameplay, I have been running on foot almost this entire time. Well, actually, it has been this entire time. Because there are no vehicles. They don't have vehicles, and I freaking hope they never add them. So to all you vehicle lovers out there, I'm sorry, but it doesn't translate well into VR Battle Royales. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Hate me if you want. But the mobility in this game is already perfect. It already flows super well. The way the game is already great. The instant they add a Jeep or a freaking whatever in there, dude, people are just going to be riding around, cheesing it out, and vehicles are just not fun to play against. They're fun to ride in and run people over with, but they're not fun to play against. I'm going to say it. They don't work that great. If you ever played Pavlov with the four-wheeler mod, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's fun to goof around with, but to take it seriously in a Battle Royale, let's keep them out there, bro. These redeploy balloons work fantastic. I'm already super happy with it. And, holy crap, I can't believe I forgot to even mention this. This game also has kill streaks, bro. Not ones that you actually earn from getting kills, which, I mean, that could be really cool. But they're basically ones that you can buy. So I don't know how you'd really call them anything else. We just call them Killstreaks. You can get, like, UAVs. You can get airstrikes, which are kind of like mortar strikes from Call of Duty. They also got, like, a counter UAV, so you can counter other people's UAVs. I mean, how else do you really put it? But, yeah, I mean, right there you guys can see I just called in an airstrike on those other players to try to force them away from the location they were at. And it works really well. I'm actually really happy with how the kill streaks are. It feels fairly balanced. I mean, the UAV is pretty busted for finding players. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like a game over if you get detected. Because, I mean, you only get a small amount of time. Like, right here, I just got detected from those other players. And they would just see, like, this little red ping on the map that just shows where I'm at that time. Which is actually really helpful if you know how to use it and utilize that time. Because you only get a short period where that UAV is active. But if you can fit in that window and break the distance between you and the other players when that UAV is active, holy frickin' Hannah, can you just go and destroy people, man. The reads, the jump shots, the slide shots. Oh my goodness, it is fantastic. I love it. It is so fun, dude. UAVs are my best friend in this game. And right here, you guys are going to see the last and final fight that I had here within this Contractors Showdown gameplay. It was pretty crazy. Managed to go and get down both of those players, and I didn't know where the third was. So what I decided to do is wrap around the storm here with some stims, and it's already doing a lot of damage. But luckily enough, right by the end here, you'll notice 3, 2, 1, and bang. Winner, winner, chicken to the dinner. Your boy won because the other man died to the storm. So it does do a crazy amount of damage, but if you plan yourself around it and you play it smart, you're not going to have any issues going and getting those rubby-dub-dubs in the storm, man. But for the most part, that's my thoughts for today's video. If you did end up enjoying it and would like to see more content made on Contractor Showdown, I definitely recommend going and subscribe to the channel because there is going to be a ton more gameplay coming out, man. Also, be sure to go and check out Henry. Go check out Timeless. Go check out the boys that are also playing, man. They posted some really cool gameplay, and I definitely recommend checking it out. They got some crazy POVs. But yeah, on that, guys, that's be it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, keep it toasty, my friends. Laters.
I got some shells for you, boy.
Oh, it's in his eye. Oh, I fixed it. I would have died.
Well, right here.
Armageddon! Yeah!
Why in the heck do you not have clothes?
You took my banana, and now you must suffer the consequences!